Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the USO, the UUP, the GLD, the TLT, and the GDXJ. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, sign up at my website. It's free. Or come down here in the bottom right-hand corner and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And again, thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. All right, daily chart, 25 million, 1.57% up, 15 cents on the day. We talked about the 50 MA and the 50% retrace. Boom, we're right into it. So let's see if we can continue sideways. I still think we might come down. If this thing pushes up, though, then we're looking at right here, $9.92 to $10. We talked about that area. I do like it. I still love this area up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, really 4 days sideways, a little pop up. I think it's a little premature. I'd rather have the 20 MA curl in the price and then send it up, but let's see what it gives us tomorrow. The news, I think they declined the barrels or whatever the heck they did. I really don't follow that. You know, I know it's going on at 10:30, but I guess we get the pop. They closed it here. Above the 50 MA, strong stance, getting a little bit better. We're above the 20 and the 50, but they got to get it above here to keep this going. Again, guys, Grandma does not need higher oil prices, bottom line. So it's going to be interesting where they can take these charts or where these things can go. But 618, 750, gap fill, then this big area with the gap fill, this is your area you want to start going short. We'll look at it if it gets in between here somewhere just to see. Maybe we'll start nibbling, but we know here you got to really add some, and then knowing that maybe 11 bucks it could come to. And honestly, this could go to 12 bucks. 12 bucks or 11.98 is a high pivot as well, so watch for that. But right now, guys, still waiting for pattern. If we come back down and keep chopping, this thing curls up, we could go higher. So watch for some follow through tomorrow, or let's see if we chop, or maybe we could just click over and come right back in. Who knows? But right now, a little bit stronger stance, getting to be a little bullish, but still down in this lower range. I got to see Thursday, Friday on this one because of the news today. I can't. Good close today, let's put it that way. There's a possibility for USO to go up. Let's go into the UUP, which is $1. So we got a little bit of a bid today, guys. You know, 6 cents up, nothing crazy. But remember, we're keep going down, sideways, down, or it's down, retrace, down, sideways, a little bit of retrace, down, sideways, a little bit of retrace, down, sideways, down. Will we get the retrace, and is this the time it goes back up? I still think we're going to the $24 area, but right now we're waiting for pattern. Let's see if this thing curls down in the price. We're below all the MAs, so that's more of a bearish stance. Remember, all the other ones are above the, like the SPY. If you watch those videos, those are all above, so in a bullish stance. This is still in a bearish stance. It needs to get above the MAs, recapture them, and continue on its way. Then it'll be a little more bullish, but right now, a little bit weak. Let's see if we get a little more pain coming down to the $24 area. If you're short this, just keep riding it. If you start getting above the MAs, still hold on, but if you get back above this one, then there's a possibility of this thing ripping higher, even through the 200 MA and then going. But right now, guys, still kind of bleeding. A little bit up today, no big deal. Let's see if it goes sideways again, and then the next wave down. So, Thursday, Friday's close, it's okay. You know, the pattern just started down here for 2 days. I want to see what this thing looks like, not this Friday, but the not following Friday. If we're going up or if we're testing these lows down here, we'll have to wait for pattern to see what happens with this one. Let's go to the GLD. So got back above the trend line. We talked about the gap it up. Why deal with any resistance when you just gap it up? Kind of like when it goes down. If you don't want to deal with support, they gap it over support. Gap it up above resistance. Keep this thing going. So we are holding this main trend line. We did talk about that. When this thing got below here, we were like, oh gosh, here we go again. How low can this go? But we followed this on a weekly time frame, guys. So if you would have closed out on a daily time frame, you would have been done with this trade, and then you'd be chasing it up. Check this out. So we get down here. I told you, let's see what happens on the weekly close. Let's see what the first step is. If we end up closing down here, then we might have to tighten the stop. I'm still in from the 110.60 area, so no big deal. We covered half here. But we did take a short-term trade, too. Average price was right around 116. We covered at, or we covered, I short everything. So we sold the position around 118. So we got $2 on the trade. We still are in a swing trade on this one. I want to see Friday's close, period. I want to see if this thing can start going up, maybe recapture this. So right now we're waiting for pattern, and we're waiting for the Friday close on the weekly chart. Let's go back to the daily. Daily, though, not looking bad. Nice little follow through. Remember, this is like the shakedown, guys. Everyone's, oh my gosh, here goes gold. They shake it down for a couple weeks. They get one last shakedown, gets below here. Guys like me are like, ooh, we got to watch this to crack the big trend line. That could be a trend line breakdown. Boom, right back above it. Let's see if we go side. We talked about going sideways, setting up for the next blast off. We got to get back above the 50. We get back above the 50, guys. I think we'll fill some gaps. I think we get right back to the 123.32 area. If this chops sideways, starts to slip, and then we go down to test the 115s, that's when it could possibly go lower. So right now, so far so good. Let's see what we get Thursday, Friday on the GLD. Let's look at the TLT. TLT, 5 cents up. Wow, we talked about this great pattern on the trend line, holding it, popped, they gapped it up. Hit the 20 MA, came back today, pretty much a stall day. Volume was pretty light. See how we gapped it up on volume yesterday? Nice gap up and then a stall. Let's see if we could gap up again and get going. So if you are still bullish on the TLT, you're doing fine right here. You got to get back above the MAs. That will help the matter of pushing it up. If this thing goes sideways, then we're consolidating possibly for higher prices. If the consolidation happens, we start to slide, that pattern can fail, then we'll be going down, we'll be testing these lows here, gap fill, maybe get down to here. If we can start getting down to 116, 115 again, I'll be getting interested on that trade too, possibly. I still like it around 115 even number. We never got there, so we never took the trade. Would have been a good trade too. Just missed it by $1.50, story of my life. So again, still okay. We'll look at the weekly close. Let's see what happens the next couple days. Do we just chop around here? Do we gap up? Or maybe we come slide right back down, get below here. So next 2 days will be important for this one. Still a little bit bearish, down sideways, but we're climbing above these MAs to get more of a bullish stance with a bearish pattern. 50-50 shot at that point. Let's see what happens. We're waiting on pattern or whatever this thing's going to do in the next Thursday, Friday. Let's go into the GDXJ. So this one's still holding the 50 and the 20. Did it get a butt? Gosh, it closed right on top of right below the 20 MA. Wow. So we had a nice little slingshot here. Boom, boom, boom. Gets above the MAs, comes back. It did slide right below the 20, but we're still above the 50. Now we're going up in a little bit of sideways action, though, guys. This is slightly bullish. We are still above this trend line, and we're starting to go sideways. So let's see if we can hold the MAs, keep going sideways, and then let's see if we could get that little bit push up. And we were only 13 cents down, no big deal. Volume was okay today. I mean, we still had 6 million, nothing heavy, nothing, out of control, but, we're still holding that trend line. We're trying to recapture the MAs. We got to I would love to just see a push and try to get above this guy here, fill the gap. If we do that, then I'm thinking right here, and then possibly this trend line. So that's if this pattern slips, though. If we fill the gap, come in, this one can still possibly go to 27.43 double top or double bottom. Looking both ways, guys. If this comes down, I'll be going long. If this one goes up, I don't know if I'll short this one. I'd rather go take the long trade on the JNUG or the GDXJ. But right now, I'm in no position. A lot of people ask me to do these, and right now, a little bit bearish, guys. It's got to get above this and shoot for this high pivot, and then I think we'll be clear sailing to go through the 20 MA and possibly up into here. And then there's our other areas here. This big area, 382.52, that's pretty good, and then the 750 retrace back up here. So watch for that. Again, down 27, up you might go to 39. You're going to have some turbulence through here. That's a lot of resistance, 618, 750. So just watch for that, guys. And remember, when you go into these trades, don't load the house. You're going to get killed. Spread them apart. No more than 10% position of your total portfolio, and play them as they come, guys. You just got to keep trading, though. If you have losers, it's not a big deal. Just keep banging out winners after losers. If you have 3 losers in a row, you got to bang out 10 winners, and just keep trading. That's all I want to say. All right, guys. Again, thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. God bless. See you on the charts.